Hello children, welcome to ST.JOSEPH'S Academy video learning classes. This video is for class 2, subject English 2, Mulberry. Lesson number 8. Name of the chapter is The Changing Tree. So children, this is the first part of this chapter. So in this chapter, we will understand that there can be more than one way of looking at things. So children, I Ritu Bisht, your English teacher, hope you all are good and safe at your home. So children, let's understand that there can be more than one way of looking at things. Let's learn to appreciate differences of opinions. Children, let's value the opinion of others and see things from their perspective. These things we will understand by reading the story. So children, let's read the story. So children, this is the story of 4 young princes, and the 4 young princes heard a story about a wonderful tree called the red bird tree. None of them had ever seen a red bird tree, but each prince wished to be the first to see one. So, what happened when they went in the forest, but they went in different season? So, what happened then? We'll read in this story. So, children, before starting the chapter, let's read some difficult words with their meaning. So number 1 is wonderful, means very good. Come to the number 2, none of them. None of them means not even one of them, means no one. Come to the number 3. Number 3rd one is eldest. Eldest means oldest. Come to the number 4. It's chariot, means a vehicle. It's a kind of vehicle that is pulled by horses. So, a vehicle pulled by horses. Come to the number 5. Number 5th one is buds. Buds means small part of a plant from which flower grows. Flowers grows. So, it's a small part of a plant from which flowers grows. Come to the number 6. It's bare. Bare means empty, not covered by leaves. Right? So, bare means empty or not covered by leaves. Come to the number 7. Number 7 means youngest. Youngest means smallest in age. Come to the number 8. It's bean pods, means long thin cases filled with seeds. Come to the number 9. Number 9th word is announced. Announced means said something loudly. So children, let's do the first activity, match the trees to their shadow. So children, here is given 4 trees picture and 4 shadows. So we have to just match with the trees picture with their correct shadow. So see the first picture, tree. So it goes with the shadow of 4th. So match with the picture first with the 4th shadow. Let's see the second picture. So second picture of tree match with the shadow third. Let's see the picture third. It goes with the second shadow. Let's see the last fourth picture. It goes with the first shadow. So children, let us read a story about four princes who went to see a tree that did not seem to match its name. So, the four princes heard a story about a wonderful tree that is called the red bird tree, and the tree name is not match its name. So let's read the story line by line. Once upon a time, four young princes heard a story about a wonderful tree called the red bird tree. The name of the tree was Red Bird. None of them had ever seen a red bird tree. Each prince wished to be the first to see one. So children, when they heard about a wonderful tree that called red bird tree, and none of them had ever seen that red bird tree, and each prince wanted to be the first one to see the tree. So the eldest prince asked to the driver of the king's chariot to take him deep into the woods where this tree grew. It was winter and the tree had no leaves nor birds, and it was black and bare. The prince could not understand why this was called a red bird tree, but he asked no question. So everyone wants to be the first one to see the red bird tree. So the oldest prince asked to the driver of the king's chariot to take him into the deep woods. Woods means forest. Deep inside the forest where this tree grew, and this was the winter time, and the tree had no leaves and no birds. It was black and bare. Bare means empty, and the tree was looking like black and bare. The prince could not understand now why this was called the red bird tree. But the eldest prince, he not asked the question, any question. So children, why was the eldest prince confused when he saw the red bird tree? Can you give me the answer? Yes, your answer must be the eldest prince was confused when he saw the red bird tree because it was black and bare. The tree was black and bare in the winter and was neither red nor had red birds on it to be called a red bird tree. That's why the eldest prince was confused. So children, later in the spring, it was the springtime, the next son went with the driver of the king's chariot to see the red bird tree. At this time, it was covered with red birds. So in the spring, the red bird tree was covered with the red birds. So the second number son went in the forest. He wanted to see the red bird tree, and he saw the tree was covered with red birds. But the rains had begun when the third prince went into the woods to see the tree, and he found the tree all covered with green leaves. Now he asked no questions about it, but he could see no reason for calling it the red bird tree. Some time after this, the youngest prince asked to be taken to see the red bird tree. By this time, it was covered with the little brown bean pod. So children, when the youngest prince asked to be taken to see the red bird tree, by this time it was covered with the little brown bean pod. So children, why did red bird seem a strange name for the tree when the third prince saw it? So can you give me the answer? Yes, your answer must be, when the third prince saw the tree, it was covered with green leaves. Hence, the name red bird seemed strange to him. So children, when he came back from the woods, he ran into the garden where his brother were playing. He announced, "I have seen the red bird tree." He announced the youngest prince when he came back from the forest. He ran into the garden where his brother were playing, and he shouted, "I have seen the red bird tree." "So have I," said the eldest prince, "but it was black and bare." "Now the tree has 100 of beautiful red birds," said the second prince. "That is why it is called the red bird tree." So children, in different season, the tree was different. In the winter season, it was bare and black. In the spring season, it was covered with the red birds. In the rainy season, it is covered with the green leaves. So that's why the three princes went in different season. So he saw different form. Now the third prince said, "Why do you say it has red birds? It is covered with green leaves." Because the third prince went in the forest in rainy season. The prince who had seen the tree last laughed at his brother, saying, "I have just seen that tree, and it is not black and bare. It does not have red bird, and it does not have green leaves. It is covered with little brown bean pod." Now their father, the king, heard them and waited until they stopped talking. Then he said, "My sons, you have all seen the same tree, but each of you saw it at different time of the year. So that's why, according to you, the tree was black and bare. According to you, the tree was a red bird tree. According to the next son, this was the covered with the green leaves. So, my dear son, you all have seen the same tree, but each of you saw it at a different time of the year. Alright, children? Now, why did the youngest prince laugh at his brother? Your answer must be, the youngest prince laughed at his brother as their respective description of the red bird trees, different completely from each other and his. That's why the youngest prince laughed at his brothers. So children, I hope now you understood this chapter. So by this chapter, now we understood that there can be more than one way of looking at things. We should value the opinions of others. So now homework time is, read aloud this chapter again. We'll do the question answers and remaining exercise in our next video class. Till then, bye-bye.